Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, scream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt.
And welcome to Geekenders. It is the 18th of December. We're right around the corner from the holidays.
It's true. The holidays.
Mm-hmm.
I like going home for the holidays.
Hanukkah happened. Is happening? Has already started?
Yes. Yes.
Started.
Yes.
I should really...
thing, right?
They're celebrating it at my brother's house right now. I really should know more about what's going on there.
Look, there are many, many, many holidays, and I don't know half about as much of them as I wish I did. But more importantly, I don't know half about the holidays I do celebrate. So,
That's so fair.
You know, I'm like, whatever, man. Yeah. Even though technically, in the Cox household, it's Christmas time. Not really. Not really. We're doing no celebrating. The best we're doing is like, you want to get together on the 25th and like decorate cookies? Like, hell yeah, dude. I'm in.
Thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, cool.
I've said before, probably so many times that people are sick of it, that I didn't celebrate anything growing up at this time of year. So I have been bombarded with traditions. Yeah. Now it's like
British holiday tradition?
I don't know that they're British, really, but it's like everyone gets together on Christmas Eve at my sister-in-law's house. We go to a church for like kids' mass, and all the kids go to the front and sing songs. And my kid loves that because the stage is for her exclusively in her mind. And then, you know,
where'd she get that idea?
Where the fuck did she get that from? You know, we do the Christmas Eve things. She puts out reindeer food. We make a little pot of porridge for the Tomtas. We go to bed. We wake up in the morning, open up gifts. Christmas breakfast is a big thing. I don't know if that's a big thing I don't know if that's a big thing in America. Huge thing here. You have like normal breakfast food and also fish. And also fish. You have fish with your breakfast, and I love it. It's so sick.
What do you mean we also have fish? Like what kind of fish?
I have no idea what they're called. I don't know. They're just little fishes. They're like smoked salmon adjacent. There's little fishes. We just have little fishes.
Kippers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so is it more like one of those holiday traditions where they're like in the new year you want to eat, I don't know, like beans or something? Like, you know, every there's like traditions, or sometimes it's like, oh, I want to have oh my god, my brain just died. The sauerkraut. Right? Like people will do like a Christmas Day sauerkraut, or not Christmas Day, New Year's Day sauerkrauty thing.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Well, I never heard of kippers. Look at us. Yeah, black eyed peas is one of them. Yeah. There's a whole thing. There are different traditions that people have.
I've never heard of any of this before. So see, like, both of us have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Not really.
So, you know. That's fine.
With that said,
it's good. It means that we have so much to learn and so much to be surprised by.
Yes. With that said, I have the tradition, the local tradition here in LA, shout out to Tommy's. It's like a burger stand place that has a bunch of things, but they do chili, like I was about to say empanadas, but that's not what it is. Chili, what's the corn? Dodger, I'm falling apart. It's too late for me in the day.
Elote?
No, and you wrap it in then you put it in the thing, and we're gonna heat it. Chat, help me out here.
Corn dogs? What are you talking about?
No, not corn dogs.
What are you talking about?
And it's got the corn wrapped around tamales. Jesus Christ, I can't believe it took that long to get there. Tamales. They have chili tamales. Anyway, the reason why I say that is because years ago, for some reason, my mom got on this like tamale kick, and for every Christmas we would have tamales.
Well, they're delicious.
She was like, let's do tamales.
So.
Of course, agreed.
Yeah.
And so, it's crazy. Yo, what a way to start. I already have got 2 whole things. And in 2025, with potential brain damage, I don't know. We'll find out next year. Maybe next year I won't remember my own name. Who knows?
Whatever.
So we would get tamales, but we're not doing that. Breakfast in the Cox household on Christmas Day, 100% a thing. It happens all the time. My mom makes pancakes.
Nice.
We'll open presents. And by presents, I mean lotto tickets, socks, weird shit my parents bought me as a goof. Like last year, they got me a thing that was a reindeer that when you squeezed it, candy came out its butt. We don't necessarily buy real gifts for each other anymore. We buy weird shit.
Yeah.
And I am fine with that.
I love that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not like nothing crazy's going on in the household. And then we'll like decorate cookies, and my parents will force me to watch some ridiculous thing they recorded. Mom's like, "Oh, I recorded this for you." And I'm like, okay. And I'll sit there and watch like a 5-week-old episode of some show where some guy goes up into the mountains to like, this is a national park, and these parks are getting rarer every day.
That's
and
cute,
I'm like,
though. She saw a thing and she thought of you.
Thank you for saying that. You can say it so I don't have to. And and I'll do that whole thing, and I'll be like, all right, well, this has been fun. Bye all. And then I'll go home. That's roughly the day. This year I think we're on the 24th, we're going to some like flower or maybe like garden thing. I don't know what this is, but there's a restaurant there, and we're gonna get dinner at this place that is like a nursery, maybe. There's a few places in LA or in the surrounding areas that are, various nurseries for plants and whatnot. But then also in them is an incredible restaurant.
Nice. Yeah.
There's a lot of that here. I guess because the weather is very nice, so you can get away with stuff like that. And the last time we went to one of them, it had like the best pizza I've ever had, but it was one of those weird pizzas that's like peach and some other nonsense is on this pizza. Crazy pizza.
Goat cheese, arugula. Yeah.
Yes, it had like a balsamic. Yes, it was delicious, but also I don't know that I consider that a pizza. It was more of like bread with accoutrement, like it was like, okay. And so, so we're going to do that again. That'll be fun. And then I intend to do absolutely nothing of value. Maybe I'll stream for the rest of the year, but I'm doing nothing. I've everything that's going to go up on YouTube is already done. And then I'm like, screw it.
Nice.
I'm going to go and do whatever.
I like it. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your year.
I got stuff to do. I'm going to bum around. I'm going to be stupid, have a good time, yeah.
I had an early gift today. Can I tell you about it?
Yes. Can I tell you about my early gift?
That's pretty tight. I was going to ask you about that.
But please go
For audio only listeners, he has a huge Federal Bureau of Control. It doesn't look like it's a poster. What is that?
It's
board?
Not. So in the offices at Remedy, they had a room that was like the FBC room. And in it was this giant wall plaque thing. And they messaged me like, yo, you want this? And I was like, yes. So Now I have it, and I'm going to hang it back there. I'm going to replace the Alan Wake 2 thing, because we're moving on to Control now. So I'm going to replace the Alan Wake 2 thing with the Remedy thing for Control, and I guess we'll become a field office here.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
That's really cute.
And that may play a role into some nonsense that is coming down the pipeline.
Oh my goodness.
But no, please tell me. You've been hinting at this, and I'm very excited.
So I got a text last night from friend of the show, Quizton. And she was like, hey buddy, I'm in England right now. For those of you who don't know, Kristen works for Riot now. She is, I think, community lead for TFT.
Yeah, she works on Teamfight. Yeah.
She travels all over the place, and months and months ago messaged me and was like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to eventually be in England. And I was like, tight, let me know, give me a heads up. The heads up didn't happen though. It was just, hey, I'm so sorry, but I'm in England right now. I'm leaving on Saturday. Is there any way we can see each other? And so my kid is on break already. And I said, are you down for a package deal? And she said, sure. And so we just suddenly hopped on a train and went and saw Kristen today.
That's lovely. That's amazing. I must stress for a brief moment, I thought you were about to say, and she's right here. And I was like,
that would have been amazing.
I thought she was just off camera the entire time. And you were like, tee hee hee.
That would be so good. What a good goof that would have been. No, but we did do, it was pouring rain in London today. So she got a proper rainy day. And my kid has never been on the London Eye. So
that's so sweet.
Yeah. So I was like, maybe the three of us could go on the Eye. So I got us tickets and we all went on the Eye together. And it was very cute.
And then, did you do anything else in that area?
And then we had fish and chips, and then my child almost crashed out. So we got on the train and went home. Why?
I'm so upset.
There is a lot of any of you who haven't been to London, the area where the London Eye is and like Westminster Abbey and all that, there is so much shit to do. Like literally right there. The London dungeons are there.
That's what I was gonna ask. I would have loved to get a report of you and Kristen and your sweet babe going to the London dungeon experience.
Lungeons. Yeah.
Having been on that within the last year, I would love to know your take, because it was one of the most ridiculously fun things I've done. And you would imagine to be cheesy and cringe and stupid. Yo, I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. I went maybe 2 years ago. I think my kid would tap out immediately. So I would not take her to do that.
When you go to the plague area and they start flinging body parts at you, oh my God, I would have loved to have known about that.
There's a whole section, I will say this, there's a whole section that you walk through that is like really dark. Not like
the
emotionally.
The maze area?
It's just actually dark, yeah. And when I went with my mom, and she could not see shit. And I was like, this is kind of an issue. If my mom had come with, you know, like my dad, say, if my mom and dad came together, they would have been so fucked. Like they couldn't see anything.
When we went through it, so there's the conceit of the London dungeon experience is that you are going back in time.
Yeah.
To experience London.
All actors. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah. And so you get little moments. So like in the beginning, you are sentenced to be tried with, Guy Fawkes. You experience the plague. You experience Jack the Ripper. There's all these different sections. It's very interesting, super fun. They even, for some reason, have a Sweeney Todd section, which, sure, great. But I did love that because it freaked people out, and I thought that was very fun. And at one point, there's like a courtroom guy, and he sentences you to death. He made me get up on the stand, and he asked us where I was from, and I said America, and he said instant death, and I was like, that sounds right.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but like, and then of course at the end they hang you. There's like a little ride. So during the Jack the Ripper part, an actress will come out and she'll do like a whole thing about like, Jack, he would take me friends, he would. The Ripper, and they do a whole thing. And then, of course, she is killed during the speech and she's like pulled away into the stuff. But after that, you have to run and like get away from Jack through what is literally a maze. And I'm going to let you know. The group I was in,
black maze.
Oh yeah, with like mirrors and shit. So if the group I was in had been actually on the run from Jack the Ripper, we would have died. There was a moment where we got stuck in a wall of mirrors and we were like, well, what do we do? I think eventually someone had to come in and open a door and let everyone out because no one could figure out where to go. It was crazy.
That's so
it's
funny.
amazing. I loved it. And the best part is you can buy a deal where you get to experience that. And then next door, Shrek 5D.
No, here's what Kristen went to do Shrek yesterday, but has not done the London dungeons.
Kristen would love the dungeon.
She would.
Again, all the publicity, all the marketing, everything outside the building, it seems lame as hell. Like one of the lamest things you will do in the city. But when you're in it, you're like, that was so much fun. That was great. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also just fun when you're using the tube system. When you get off at Westminster, literally you walk out onto the street and there's Big Ben. Westminster Abbey's right there, and you're right next to Big Ben. It's next to you. It's so good.
It is possibly the most touristy place in all of London.
For sure.
But with that said, I enjoy it. I had fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to walk a couple bridges where every like 2 steps somebody is posing for a selfie. You just have to push past that part, okay? You just have to get to the good stuff.
I also would like to take the time to acknowledge that with Kristen, working at Riot, traveling the world, my former editor, David, who is now like, I'm going to assume a billionaire.
Sure.
He was one of the guys who like got in on the ground floor of this company that you see all the time, that every sports game, when you watch now all the graphics that appear on the field, that's them. They have they have giant screens everywhere, like great. So I'm sure he's a billionaire now. And then one of my other editors is like living in the Bahamas raising dolphins or some shit. So like what I'm saying is
you got the
I'm the launching point for everyone else having a much better life than me. They come, they work for me, they see what YouTube's really like, and they say, no,
fuck out of there.
No, I'm out. And I want to say, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of all of them.
I was waiting to see if somebody in chat would be like, that's not Big Ben, though. That's the Elizabeth Tower. It's not
Big Ben is actually
yeah. We know. But if I said the Elizabeth Tower, how many people listening or watching would be like, I know exactly what that is. I'm so sorry. We've shorthanded it to Big Ben, and we've all just got to accept it. We all just have to accept it, guys. I'm so sorry.
That's like, it's because that's what the world knows. It's like when you talk about like the Netherlands and Holland, and how Holland is like part of Netherlands, but because, you know, ships from Holland would travel the world, everyone was just like, oh, Holland. But Holland is like just a little part of the Netherlands. And so, it's that kind of thing. It's like, look, no, we understand. We're all talking about the same thing. Like one is just known around the world.
Yeah, I got to see Kristen and it was lovely.
That's a wonderful gift.
Yeah, it was a fantastic early Christmas gift for me.
That's very sweet.
And I got to give her a weird little thing that my kid and I made as a Christmas gift. So
what was it?
That's one of the best things about having a kid around this age is they want to make stuff all the time. And then you can be like, let's give this to people. No, it was really cute. It was really cute. Don't give me that look. It's she and I made worry stones together, which are like a super, super easy thing to make with air dry clay.
Is it just stones that you paint?
So you make like a flat disc, and then with your thumb you sort of press a small area, and the idea is that it's something you can hold on to and sort of like move your thumb on it. Yeah.
What do you mean we made a flat disc of what?
Clay. Air dry clay.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, what do you mean? We made a flat disc. Like,
we made a disc out of hopes and dreams. Yeah. And then we painted it. Yeah. And it turned out very cute. So we gave it to Kristen.
It's lovely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We had a very nice time. And that's the most exciting thing for me in a couple of days, to be honest.
I have discovered over the last couple. So, as people are aware, I'm sure you know that we exist in the world of getting older, and
Sure.
I'm trying my hardest to recapture my youth by doing a YouTube channel dedicated to learning about the kids. But one of the things I've learned about the most, is that the more I know, the less I know, which I guess means I'm learning a lot.
Okay.
And I've learned not only are we not, so remember how the last couple episodes have been wild. I did Toronto slang, which in case you weren't aware is a thing.
We talked about that last week, yeah.
Right? And it's very like Jamaican centric. And then I learned about like some of the weird holiday gifts that kids are getting. So like what I've determined is that we are failing at producing merch because there are sections at Walmart.
Us specifically? Or just in general? Okay.
No, just you and I.
Okay, I'm listening.
Because at Walmart, and I'm sure many other stores, but I went to Walmart because I knew that's where the good stuff would be. Because I was like, oh, this would be tacky as hell. There are aisles of crap with YouTuber faces on it. And not just like Mr. Beast or whatever.
Girl.
Which, by the way, out of all the things I looked at, most of it is like stuff that isn't even toys. It's like I found one that was a YouTuber's face, and it was like Molly Jolly or whatever the hell her name was, and it was literally just a little figure that you would like put on a shelf. One of them was like Susie Smoozy, and it was another little figure you would put on. It's all just stuff. It's geared towards kids, but it's just crap that people would put on shelves to be like, that represents my personality, right? Yeah. And the thing is that I was like, as a kid, this is clearly something like a 20-year-old would buy to put behind them in a YouTube video, which is why YouTubers are selling it, because it is so very clearly this is what I think kids would want.
Yeah.
The problem is none of it was toys. It was all like, I think the closest thing was I found this girl's like sand. She was selling sand.
Kinetic sand?
Yes, she was selling kinetic sand. But it wasn't just one, it was like 8 different kinetic sands by 8 different YouTubers. And I was shocked to the point where I took photos and went online to look up these people. I'm gonna let you know a secret. They all have like 30 million plus subscribers. And I was like, oh, so when you hit a certain point, you just have to sell crap and you'll make a ton of money. And I was like, okay, great.
But the thing that... Sorry. Continue.
No, please. No.
All that I was about to say is, did you ever meet Afmao?
Oh, I love Afmao. Afmao and I have known each other for years.
Yes,
she's great.
Same. Yeah, she's fantastic. I think she has fucking crushed it on that. She has this whole series of like just cute cats. Just
I bought one for the show.
Themed cats.
Yeah, I bought one for the show. I do not understand what the Afmao cat has to do with Afmao, the Minecraft YouTuber. Bro, I was like, are these cats she has in Minecraft? Guess it doesn't matter. I got an air cat. It's a cat that has wings. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, I bought more stuff than I should have just to open it and show it off. Most of it is literally just standees. And I'm like,
that's so surprising.
It's not toys. It's not toys. So the one thing I will say is as I'm looking up and down the aisles, trying to find stuff and figure out what the hell, any of it has to do with kids. It seemed like it was garnered towards like teens and higher. And then, this might be the greatest praise I'll ever give this man. Mr. Beast Lab is this like goofy ass, over plastic. There's like beakers of plastic, and then inside them is more plastic wrap around figures. And I was like, well, I have to buy this as the goof. So I bought it. And the thing is, it says on the packaging, there's little pieces and you have to assemble them together and you can make beasts. And I was like, great. Can't wait to see what I get. So while I'm opening it up, which by the way, again, beaker, you have to undo all that crap and then pull out more plastic and undo that crap. And it's 3 separate plastic pouches. I bought the cheapest one. I think the higher end one, you like mix chemicals and it melts down a thing. And then like, apparently it's very entertaining. Everyone tells me it's great. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Okay. But the like packaging is 3 separate plastic bags, but you can't see in them because it's, again, and I forgot to mention this. Every goddamn thing is a blind box now.
All of it. That's so true. That's so
I couldn't
true.
believe it. Unless you're buying like high-end Legos or like a Barbie doll or whatever, if you're getting anything even remotely internet connected, blind boxes, loot boxes, it's I couldn't believe it. I was like, all right, well, so I opened up the packages and it's 3 separate things and I don't know what I'm going to get. And as I start assembling it, I realize it's all just the same thing. So either I got the goofy box or they put in 3 separate packages, one thing, and then you have to buy another one and then you can combine the things to, I don't know what, like it was a Rhino Man.
Okay.
And it has a weird Mr. Beast eyes for some reason. It's a very strange figure. And he's gray and he looks like the exact same color as unpainted Warhammer figures. And I was like, what the shit is this? With that all said, out of everything I played with, that was the only thing that moved. It felt like an old toy. It looked like an old toy. And it was, in my opinion, a toy. You could do stuff. You could play with it. The other things are literally just figures, like standy things. And this was an action figure. I was like, all right, Mr. Beast probably has enough money to make something actually awesome. And I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. And then I was told like, no, that's like the cheap version you got. There's like levels to the beastness. I was like, oh Lord. I was like, okay, cool. Wild. But and then on my continued journey, I discovered that also now, you know how we exist in a world of people being like, they unalived themselves and like that kind of thing. Now I'm learning that we're shortening everything.
Like content censorship. Yeah.
Yes. But we're doing it in real life to the point where I heard a kid the other day. So I'm at the mall, of course. And I heard this kid go, I'm so PMO'd. And I was like, what? What do you mean PMO'd? And then I listened to them talk and I realized that PMO is piss me off.
Piss me off, yeah. But to say I'm so PMO'd is hilarious.
I was like, what? And I didn't realize what PMO'd meant because it wasn't until I think someone on my Discord wrote, this really PMOs me or something like that about like something they were talking about. And I literally Google searched. I was like, this is the second time I've seen this. I got to look this up. What does PMO mean? And I was like, no, we can't say piss now. Which then takes me back to when I was thinking about the like, I was say Jamaican Toronto, but the Toronto slang. In that, in the Toronto slang, it was cheesed. So they're not pissed, they're not peeved, they're cheesed. And I was like, okay.
That's been around a long time though.
Of course. Yeah. And so, and you know, they were talking about like, we talked about last week, like Marved and all these different, and I was like, language is fascinating to me, but it also seems like the language we're doing right now is like very, not just internet slang, but internet, like don't get demonetized slang. But people are saying it in real life, which is crazy because that's kind of the way when we were kids, your parents were like, don't swear. And so you have to make up a thing.
And you'd make stuff up. Yeah.
And it's the same thing, but the reasoning is crazy to me because they heard people online trying not to get demonetized and then took that slang, which I was like, that's wild. Language is wild.
Here's a potential extra layer here. Cause again, I think it's hilarious for somebody to say that really PMO'd me or whatever. Right. Because if you were to have it, if you were to think of that as an acronym, then the sentence makes no sense, right?
It makes no sense. Right, yeah.
But people our age, we do that on purpose because we think it's funny, right? Like when SMH, everybody was saying that, Sam would go, I SMH my head, right? Just because then it doesn't make any sense. And so I'm going, are they do these acronyms exist and then they're being used wrong on purpose because it's funny and then they're regurgitating the incorrect way to use it?
That's it is.
That cracks me up if that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's honest to God.
Yes,
one of the most fascinating things.
Exactly. Yes, that exact sort of thing. Yeah.
And I think that's I don't think it's weird or strange or I don't like it. I'm just fascinated by it. It's got me completely it's the kind of thing as when as a joke I'd be like when Bronze was on the show, I was like, man, I love non-bread in that chai tea. Literally just to be like, poke, right? Because I'm just saying the same thing. Same vibe. Yes, ATM machine, LOL out loud. Chat gets it. Chat understands.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fascinating to me, and I love that kind of stuff. And I'm so happy to be doing this channel because I'm learning. Dukes, we just released an episode today about self-inserts. Are you aware of what's happening in the world right now?
I mean, I know what a self-insert is. What is the context of this video?
So the show Smiling Friends, and this has been done for a while, but this is...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, continue.
The show Smiling Friends exists. It's pretty funny. It's very Gen Z coded, created by YouTubers. But on YouTube, like a year ago, this guy started making... He took clips and then just put himself in the clips, right? It's like, okay. Then October. In October, he took like a year off, vanished. In October, he comes back and so does this girl. Roughly at the same time, one after another, where it's like he's in it now. And with each video, the production quality gets better and better to the point where they're like, literally talking with the characters and the characters are mentioning their names. And it is insane to the point where people on the internet now think, are they involved in the show?
Yeah,
is this like part of the show? And so I watched through all of these videos and I was just like, I feel like this is just fans, but it's so well done.
Yeah.
That I think it makes sense people think these are part of the show. And the way I'm learning about an internet that I am not a part of is wild to me. I can't believe it exists. But here we are. And I love it. I am, you know what? Great 2025. And then besides the memory loss, apparently, I am loving the end of this year. I'm having a good time.
Can I actually, since we're talking about this, can I mention a show that you briefly mentioned because of Too Old for This and I wound up watching all of it?
Okay.
So you watched the first episode of The Amazing Digital Circus.
I've watched all of them. I've watched every single one on the show.
So
we've gone through every episode and you tell what you got to say, but I have an announcement.
Including the one that just came out?
Yes. I have an announcement that'll blow your mind and I can't wait to talk to him. All right. Anyway, please continue.
Okay. So Summer, friend of the show, Somersault, had said to me, I think you'd really love this. I, for some reason, got it in my head that this was a Vivzy Pop show who makes Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. And I do not vibe with the humor in those shows. So I was like, I'm not gonna like this. I'm not gonna like this.
I gave it one shot and was like, nah. Yeah.
But then found out it's not Vivzy Pop. It's Glitch, which is an indie animation company that is YouTube based. And this one really like took off for them. So the other day, Summer was like, "Bro, there's 7 episodes. We could just watch all of it if you want." I said, "You know what? Jesse really liked the first episode. Summer and I tend to like a lot of the same things. Sure, I'll watch all of it." I did not expect to enjoy this show as much as I did. I didn't expect to be thinking about this show like multiple days after I was done watching it, number one. And number two, I didn't expect some of the humor to hit like perfectly for me. There were some bits in that show that every time I laughed, and I'd be like, I can't believe that's still making me
Every
laugh.
time Bubbles on screen, I laugh. Every time. I don't know why. That damn Bubble makes me laugh consistently. And in episode 7, the 2 sharks got me. And I just couldn't. I was like, stop it, dude. That's funny. But yes, anyway, please continue.
Yeah, it's just great. The like really quick pitch for the show, I guess, is you follow this girl who winds up being called Pomni in the show, and she is someone who has put on a headset in the real world and been put into, I guess, sort of, if you wanted to think of it in like a real world sort of situation, it's like she got put into VR chat, but maybe forever.
Can't leave. Right.
Can't leave. Yeah. Shows up in a map that's called the Amazing Digital Circus. And she's like, okay, so how do I get out? And finds out that everybody else who's there has never been able to leave. They don't know how to get out either. Some of them have been stuck there for years. And so, yeah, it's her sort of dealing with that in a variety of ways, and getting to know these other people who are also trapped there. And
also the potential for an unreliable narrator, for none of it, because they all say they're doing things, and they like, you don't know anything. There's a mystery to it. There's really well done like cookie crumb dropping.
Yes.
Or whatever, like breadcrumb dropping I like cookie crumbs better, but you know, they're crumb dropping as you go through each episode. There's a lot of video game jokes and in jokes for devs. A great example is in this most recent one. I think I spoiled episode 7 for me, because in the very beginning, Kane, who is the ringmaster, who's the AI who runs everything, does a bit about the Chinese room. And in my mind, I was like, I know what that is. And so during the episode, when we're watching it for Too Old for This, I go to the internet and give a full description of what the Chinese room is, like as a concept in game, like in not just game dev, but AI and all sorts of things. And then that's exactly what happens in the episode. I was like, oh man, I spoiled myself for this. But it's that kind of stuff that makes it really interesting. And then it's also, while it is both funny and entertaining, and like there's some episodes like the episode where they all have to work at a fast food restaurant that was so real. Having worked at one, I was like, dude, this is someone on staff works there. But it's also weird, like creepy weird sometimes, where a moment will happen and you'll be like, what the and so it's got everything in it. I love the show to death, but not as much, I find out, as our good boy Crendor. So, as you know,
really,
oh my God, Dukes, you have no clue. Crendor has said constantly, numerous times, he does not like story. You've witnessed it. He doesn't like story. Yeah. He just wants to play games, do his thing, watch sports. So we start watching episode 1. He watches and he's like, oh, I really like the show. He keeps watching it with me. I do my episode 7, Too Old for This reaction. Right. He does his almost Too Old for This channel reaction. My reaction to the episode is roughly as long as the episode is. His reaction to mine is 1 hour and 24 minutes. He has deep dived. Last night, when I was working out, last night I was watching the first half of it, and I was like, I gotta stop watching. I have to react to this. And I might do that as like Merry Christmas. Here's unedited me just reacting to it, because in the first minute he's like talking about like, I watched through the whole show again. I took notes. I'm like, stop. He's like, I went frame by frame. He is so in a way I've never seen him care about anything in my life.
That's so funny.
It is.
What is it about this show that is like hit so hard for him?
I don't know. And I love that. I don't know if it's because it's video game related and he loves video games, or if it's something about the characters connected with him, or I don't know. Dude, 'cause I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's, I was like, I have to stop watching. I'm going to watch something else. I need to react to this because he's straight up hyper fixated on it in a way that I've never seen before.
I love that.
I was like, honestly,
that makes me want to message him so bad.
Right? As someone who hyper fixates
like, what's going on?
Yeah, and like weird shit. And that's why I like the Remedy games. Yeah. Watching him do it with this show, I'm like, we could talk about this together. I was like, oh my God, we could have a conversation about this.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, I'm really excited. With that said, my man was rattling off facts that I did not know. I was like, oh, he's like really I was like, yo.
I do think though, I'm glad that I didn't know a whole lot about what this show is going to be until I was watching it. So I recommend any of you who are like, oh, I've been meaning to watch that because it keeps popping up on my For You page or whatever. Go watch it. Watch the first couple of episodes, see if it's your vibe, because I do think Jesse's right that they really like slow drip information in such a cool way, in a way where like first episode I was like, I have theories. I was already writing down like, okay, I think that this is what's going to wind up happening. Right. I love that. I think it's such an important skill in storytelling to be able to create intrigue. Like not just anybody can do that. So yeah.
Plus it's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. They drop cookie crumbs really well.
Yeah, they drop cookie crumbs.
Yeah.
There's all the characters. Man, I don't even want to spoil things, but I will say like you'll watch an episode and one character will have a moment, and then 3 episodes later it pays off in like the coolest way, and you're like, what the? All right, they clearly are doing some planning, and it isn't just a fly-by-night thing they're doing over there. And I love that. It makes me so happy. This is the first show in a while where I've been like, all right, I know this could end at any moment. And I've been on a kick of like, unless the show's complete, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Right.
But this, I'm like, no, I'm in. I want to be caught up. I want to, the next episode I think comes out in March. I want to be caught up for that. Like, I want to be in. I'm feeling it. I love all of it. And I'm very excited to see more. I will say Glitch has Knights of Guinevere is a show. I watched the first episode.
Yes. That's great too.
Thought it was fun. I think that it's weird to me that I think I need a hook. Like I need something to be like, because Knights of Guinevere was only 1 episode. It's like a pilot. And it's very weird and strange, but there was like a hook. I was like, okay, yeah, I could watch more of this. And I think going back to Vizzy-Pop stuff, there's never been a hook where I've been like, well, I need to see where this goes. I'm like, oh, all right. That was a thing I saw an episode of.
A lot of people know this about me. And those of you who don't know this explicitly will go, yeah, that makes sense. When I was in high school, obsessed with Invader Zim.
Sure.
The guy who does the voice of Zim is in Hell of a Boss. That was literally the reason that I was like, I have to watch this show. And he could only take me so far,
Yeah.
I could only stick around for so long.
I absolutely get why Has Been Hotel is popular with people. And the music's fun, and I'm in. But again, I think I've reached the point where most of the content I consume at the moment that isn't video games is like, is there a reason for me to keep watching episode to? It's like a mystery.
Yeah.
Is there something weird happening? Like, is it? I need that, and I know that probably confines me from a lot of content out there and a lot of stuff. But if there's nothing that gets me, if I'm not like grabbed and pulled in by like, I gotta know, then I'm like, nah, I'll get to it eventually. And I turn it off and never come back. A great example is I watched the first episode of the new Critical Role show.
Okay.
And I'm sure if I kept watching, because again, same vibe with Vox Machina. I watched a little bit, and was like, and then I kept watching. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Okay. Yeah. And then I kept watching. I was like, oh, I like this a lot. The new show, first episode I watched, and was like, didn't grab me right away, but it's fun that we got to see these new characters, and there's definitely something going on. I'll watch more. It's been weeks since I've watched another episode. I would go back. I would like to go back, but I honest to God think internet viewing things, because everything has like that 8-10 second rule where in the first you're like hooked on something. Yep. And if you ain't got me, my brain is so just like, I have stuff to do. I can't be asked to keep coming back unless you're going to get me right now.
Sure.
So
I was going to ask a question. Is there because something that's really, really popular now, and I know that you use TikTok at least occasionally, and potentially YouTube Shorts, I'm not sure, but like something that is really popular for people to do right now is to take shows and movies and just post like 100 clips from the
whole thing,
show or movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'm really curious if there are any shows or movies that you feel like you have basically just watched accidentally through clips.
I haven't watched any of them, but I've seen them. The ones that get me, I'm not even gonna lie. There's some guy on TikTok and I think YouTube Shorts as well, who just keeps, there's like Stank Face and Loser in the Morning or some kind, I don't know what they are, like some kind of radio show, but he keeps posting clips of the radio show with like random videos playing over it, so it's literally just trash content. But the clip is people calling in to get the radio show to call their, I guess, the person they went on a date with one time and figure out why they didn't call them back. I can't even tell you how many of those I've listened to. I went down a rabbit hole where I listened to so many of them. And literally it's like they call this radio show and they're like, oh, I went on this date with this guy. He was amazing and I loved him so much. And I wanted to go on a second date with him. But like he never returned my call and I don't know what's going on. It was a perfect night. And then they will call the person up and be like, hey, this is Sloppy and Ding Dong in the Morning. And sure. Do you know who we are? And the guys every time are like, not really, which is very funny. And they're just like, I don't. And then they'll ask them like, so we talked to this person and they said you went on a date. And Dukes, without fail, every time it's like, they told you it was a good date? No, it was not. And they'll just rattle off all the reasons it was a bad date. And then the person will jump in and they'll be like, well, they're actually on the line with us. And they'll have the two of them talk. And it's like a train wreck.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Meanwhile, while this train wreck is happening, the video playing is like someone playing with sand or like someone building a like random crap. And it's just, I'll play that and just be like, I can't stop listening to it. And yes, apparently it's a real radio show they just pull clips from.
This is reminding me of Ryan's Roses in LA. This is a thing. Have you listened to Ryan's Roses before?
Is this Ryan Seacrest?
Ryan Seacrest. I don't know if he still does it, but on the radio in LA, Ryan Seacrest was doing a thing called Ryan's Roses, which was where somebody would call and be like, I want you to call my boyfriend, husband, dad, whatever, and tell him that he has won a dozen roses and see who he sends them to. Basically trying to see if they're cheating.
Yeah, okay. Oh, there's one on TikTok now that's like, you want a vacation. Who should I say is going with you? Like that kind of thing.
Yes, it's the same thing. And they do the exact same thing where they like call up. There's like a specific chick that works at the radio station, and she's like the Ryan's Roses girl, and she'll call and be like, "Hi, it's so good to talk to you. You've won a dozen roses. It's totally free of charge. You know, I just need a name and an address. So what name should I put on the roses?" And then the second that they say like the name, they have the other person join the call and be like, "Who the fuck is that? Who are you sending?" It's so fucking stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so dramatic.
The best part about the radio show where they call the person they want to date with, is at the end they go, "Can we pay for your second date?" And it's so awkward. Just pure awkward. I can't even stress to you. I don't know if it's fake. I don't know if it's like actually real or whatever it is. It's supremely entertaining. And I've listened to every single one. I literally, while making dinner one time, just put down my phone and let the TikToks play. As I listened, some guy's whole channel of just goofy ass Johnny and Jimbo in the morning or whatever the hell that show's called. I couldn't. So not movies, but that.
The thing for me about the Ryan's Roses thing is clearly if the person says, "Yeah, I want to send the roses to my beautiful wife," in my mind, I'm like, then you go, "Okay, great. Thanks so much. Have a good day." And you hang up, right? But they need there to be a little bit of drama. So they'll be like, Ryan will come in and be like, "Hey, just for full transparency, you're on the radio right now, and we've got your wife on the line, and she was pretty positive you were going to send those roses to someone else." Like, why? Why do we got to do this? Just let him go on with his day, man.
That's
crazy.
I mean, admittedly, agreed that it should be they hang up on the husband and then bring the wife back on and be like, "Why'd you think he was going to send it to someone else? He clearly loves." Like, yes, I agree with you on that. But the whole idea is it's supposed to be just trash.
But there's no, then there's no drama. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. The amount, like, I have to send you one, dude, because it was so funny. This guy was like, she would not stop farting the entire night. Just the car smelled like, when I took her home, I had to go get my car cleaned the next day because I swear the seat was stained. Like and I was like, how embarrassing, like, girl, you called and put this out. I was like, no.
That's crazy.
And that's what I do when I'm on TikTok, because I listen to that crap.
It's not like she doesn't know she was farting all night.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you called. And the best part is the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, no, her? No, she's great." And he's like, "Well, why won't you go to a second date with her?" And he's like, "Did she tell you we had a good time?" And he's like, "Yeah, she said you had a great time." And he's like, No. I was like, holy crap. Yes. Dude. So that's what I was doing. And frankly, it was great.
Oh my goodness. So, no, I love that. I love the direction that we took because those fucking, clearly we both grew up with Jerry Springer. Yeah, go on.
I will say there is a trend I'm seeing, and I don't know if this is algorithmically directed towards me and I like clicked on something, but you know how they, as you mentioned, they do have full ass movies and short clips on these sites.
Yes.
They're now doing a thing where they'll pick a movie that has a sex scene in it, put the sex scene, or, you know, not showing it, but put the sex scene with like the moaning and stuff in the first 3 seconds and then go to the movie. So you will think, oh, if I keep watching this video, I'll see this full sex scene. And I'm like, this is why I hate the internet. Everyone's trying to game the system. That clearly someone figured out algorithmically that's how you do it. And I was like,
which
and the
is
reason
so funny
why
because sorry.
No, and the reason I figured it out was literally because it was a movie I'd seen in the past. And I was like, they tried to sell it as a sex scene. That's not even a sex scene. You know what I mean? I was like, they just fudged the footage to make it look like something was happening.
Here's the thing though, is a lot of people scroll when they're out and about. If I was scrolling on my phone and the very first thing in a clip was a sex scene, I'd bam, gone. Absolutely not.
Yes. Most of the time when I'm using social media, it's when I'm extremely bored, sitting somewhere where I have nothing else to do. And every time, if I'm in an elevator for a while or I'm like waiting for something to happen, I've had to mute so many Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. I've all these muted things because even though, hey, I'm your friend and I love you, person who posts risque photos, I am not going to get my ass caught by like dad of 3 while I'm in the elevator next to him when I open Twitter and there's like your fucking boobs. I'm like, no, no, thank you.
So most of my like muted list on all of the websites are people that I adore with my whole heart. And I'm like, I cannot risk this shit just showing up. I'm not fucking around with that.
Yes.
I don't want to see it.
Like, look, I, 1, am all for boobs. 2, all for you showing them to me. And 3, get yours. But if I'm in public, I'm not going down for that. I don't want to be taken down as like, what are you looking at, sir? Like, I don't like, no.
Yeah.
Not happening.
You don't need that canon event. It doesn't have to be. Yeah. We can. No. So lately I'll be scrolling along and I got a clip of Aaron Brockovich. Fantastic movie. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Did you watch all of Aaron Brockovich, dude?
But I think because I sat there and watched that one clip, it's every, I want to say 10 things. I'll flip, more Aaron Brockovich.
Right.
Flip, more Aaron Brockovich. I'm like, okay. But in fairness, there are some movies that I literally didn't know existed until I saw clips. Until I saw clips in this way and went, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. I'll just watch the fucking movie. Like Green Book. Green Book is a movie that I did not even know existed. And kept seeing clips of it and got so fed up that I just went and watched it. There are a couple movies like that where I'm like, fine, I get it, it's good. I'll go watch it. The issue with that is that a lot of these clips are like intense moments in the movie, right? So even if I break down and go, fine, where is it? Amazon Prime, fine, sure, I'll watch it. I've seen like 3 of the like intense emotional moments of that movie already, you know? I just didn't have context for them.
I will say I'm getting a lot of like, I haven't gone to watch it like you did, but there are a lot of things I'll see and be like, I should look into that. Like I just saw a video or a short where these 3 guys, I guess, are like VFX people in the industry, and they watch movies and I guess they kind of go through and talk about the effects shots. And they were watching a series of Eastern European films, and they were so bizarre that I was like, I gotta watch those. I gotta know what that is. And maybe it was Corridor Crew. And I was like, oh, I gotta see what that is. But then at the same time, there's one movie, I don't even know if it's me, it could be a short film, it could be a TV show, I don't know. But it's like the dude who played, I think, Jin on Lost is like the husband. He's like a rich man. And I know it's supposed to be like one of those allegory things. And he gets a beautiful wife and then he puts her on a shelf. And
oh my God, yes.
And I've seen that clip like about 800 times.
Yeah. Yes.
And I have no idea what it's from. And I'm like, should I look into that? What is this?
I think it's literally like it's not like a Black Mirror thing or anything. I think it's literally like a standalone short film, I think.
It's very weird. And I was like, I got to see what this is. And I just haven't. Yeah. I haven't gone to look. That's the kind of stuff that I get. I'm like, what? Yeah. But also, the majority of what I get is mostly affected by Crendor at this point.
Right. Yeah.
Because a lot of it is like, I think I sent you one where it's two men, like old men singing a song about aliens, and they had tinfoil hats on, and it was about like I would walk 500 miles, but it was still just that. That's what I get. I get that.
Right. And I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think the most fun thing for me now is when I stumble across these like clips from a show or clips from a movie to go into the comments, because people, you can tell who's, and maybe they're bots, honestly, but like you can tell who is commenting having only watched a couple clips and like don't actually know the context of the show or the characters, right? Like there'll be a clip completely out of context where like a mother and daughter have an argument, and you know that in the context of it, like the mother, you know, is controlling and doesn't allow the daughter to like have any agency over her own life, and like, you know, it's like complex and it's been developing over multiple episodes. And there will be some dude in the comments that's like, I believe that we should respect our mothers. You're like, you had to type that after watching this clip out of context? It just makes me laugh. Like, is that a bot or is it a whole ass person? I want to know so bad.
I must stress, Dukes.
Yeah.
Thanks for allowing me to have this moment.
You're welcome.
Earlier this week, I came to the conclusion that I think you just did, that media literacy is dead. And the vast majority of people don't understand what they're watching, reading, listening to, whatever, unless it is explicitly spelled out to them.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, a picture was posted of, so we talked about the Larian video that came out during the Game Awards, and it's like the Wicker Man guy who's on fire, and it said, what video game opinion would get you like this or have you like this? And I responded,
I saw this. Yeah,
I responded, I'm not going to move out of the fire. Healers just need to do a better job. The goof being, what would get me to be burning alive? Not moving out of the fire. Like, it is a simple joke. It is an image of a man burning alive, and me saying, I'm not going to move out of the fire. Healers just need to do better. I would die. That's the goof. It's not complicated. It's just for a joke. It was one of those tweets that like blew up. And so people outside my circle, but still gamer space people, because that's the only people that would see that.
Right.
I started getting responses that were like mean. And people, and people who were like really upset. And so I responded like, guys, I was joking. It's clear some of you, I like poked the bear when it comes to the fact that some of you are probably like healers in an MMO, and this like, I was like, it probably a flashback. Look, been there, you know, like, but that's the point. That's the joke I was making. Like, it was pretty funny. And the amount of people that showed up were like, look at him trying to walk it back. And I was like, walk what back? What do you mean?
God.
They genuinely thought that I was saying I should be allowed to play terribly. Healers be better.
Right.
Dukes, I was just like, y'all couldn't put contact. You couldn't put A to B to C with that one? Like, did you need me to add /sarcasm? Like, fuck you. I was so mad. I was like, are you kidding me? And that's when I realized at that moment, literally, media literacy is dead. And I'm convinced of this, and I cannot even, like, I was like, oh, God, we're all getting stupider. Like, just stupider. I notice it more and more now, and it upsets me.
Yeah, I honestly do think that sometimes the issue is lack of context and not realizing that with context, things are different, right? Like just a gut reaction to a thing without saying, I actually don't have all of the context for this. Maybe I should just, if I care enough, look into what the context is, you know? But you're right. There's also just the gut reaction without observing any of the other variables or elements that were involved in what was happening in the joke.
Everyone's so trying to be like quick to the trigger on everything. And admittedly, this is something I had to learn. Because if you go back to like 10 years ago, social media Jesse's the exact same way, probably. I would admit that if there's something that pops up online, I'm like, oh, I got a snazzy thing to say to this. In the last, I would say 5-7 years, I've toned that down dramatically. Where I'm like, honestly, real talk, the reason why is there was a certain time in my life where I was feuding with the internet about a certain man who may or may not lead the country. And I had some opinions about this person. And I got in a fight with this guy. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. We went at it. And he made a video that was like, dude, I've been a fan of yours for years. I don't want to fight you, man. Like, I'm sorry. And I was like, fuck, right. People, we don't know what we're thinking. We're just sending messages to each other. And it was that moment that I was like, I gotta grow up. And so I like literally stopped. I was like, I'm not gonna engage with this shit anymore. I'm just gonna, like, if I have something to promote or like a comment about something that exists, I'll say it, but I'm not gonna like back and forth about people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I think I needed that wake up call.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think everyone else needs that wake up call too. I'm like, we all need to have like oh no, this is a mess. Social media is slowly destroying society. Like it is, we've shitified everything and I do not like it.
Yeah.
So that's
I
kind
don't think it's going away though,
Nope, it is not. It's only going to get more wacky. Yeah. Return to forest. Become a hermit. I think that's my end goal. I've always said
I'm working on
live
it,
on a beach. Yeah. Live on a beach, earn 40%. That's what I want. The Hans Gruber, but I'll take a forest. I'm like, I'm all right. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, if it helps, because everybody keeps like fear mongering about how kids don't behave like kids anymore. My kid's almost 8, and we spent 2 hours being rainbow pirates yesterday and turned our coffee table into a pirate ship. And we have a crocodile puppet that I exclusively am the only person that's allowed to use in the house since she was like 3 years old. And I had to pretend to be both myself and a crocodile for almost the entire day. So, they're still acting like kids, man. It's okay.
Can I say something?
I think you need to engage with it, I think is the difference.
I want to say something that may be controversial.
Okay. You don't think I should be the crocodile anymore?
No. This is a real statement. This is not a goof. This is a real statement.
Okay.
This isn't a make fun of you goof. In fact, I think to my own detriment, as a person who would love to have you around more so we can do more stuff, you're a very good mother. You spend a lot of time with that kid, and you're trying to make sure you create a functional adult. What I would like to say is, I don't think kids are the problem. I think parents have not learned or forgotten how to parent. And instead of actually raising their kids, they're just kind of like, watch this, do this, mom and dad have stuff to do. And I think that's a problem. I think that's the thing.
I was thinking about my childhood. My dad plopped me in front of the TV a lot. I think that this has been happening a lot. I think the big difference now is we can literally walk around doing this all the time. The connection, it is different now, right? Like you have to actively like decide to connect with the other person in the room.
Sure.
Yeah, because I was talking about like tablets and screens and things with someone else, and they were like, I really feel like if you are constantly doing this,
your kids will do it.
So will they. Yeah.
They literally mimic you. Their little yous absorbing everything you say and do and how you act and treat other people. People are like, where'd you learn that? literally from watching other people do it. That's how it works.
Yeah. So I do try to, if my kid and I are in the room together, you know, if she's wanting to just like sit and play a game or something, then that's different. But like if she's like actively doing stuff, I try to just put everything down. And I do think that helps because then she considers me like part of it, you know. Sure. I'm part of her world and what she's doing, and I don't think you always have to be. I think it's fine for kids to be doing stuff on their own and is an important thing for sure. But like if you feel like your kid basically only wants to sit in front of a screen, part of it might just be an engagement problem, like creating opportunities for them to do other stuff or show that you also want to do other stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody's kids are different, but like I've definitely found that that's the case with mine.
Sure. And I think that, you know, as a person who doesn't have kids and does not wish to have kids, I feel like watching people with kids or the lesson I'm taking away is, and I see in chat people are like, well, yeah, well, if you have 2 jobs or you're doing this, you're doing that. Mm-hmm. I personally truly believe that if you don't have this is why I won't have kids. If you don't have the time and energy to put into children, which when you have them, that's your life now, is making sure that person is ready to exist when you're gone. Like that's it. And I'm like, if you can't do that for that child, if you can't invest the time and energy into having a kid, don't have a kid. You're not ready for a kid. If you're like stressing constantly about all the stuff, like that's how I'm like, if you're not willing to make the sacrifice for a child, then like, I don't think you should have one. And that's just where I come from personally, which is why I won't. This is why I don't have pets. Because I'm like, I travel so much. I would constantly be like, well, what do I got to do with this? Like, you know, I like, that's how I feel. Like if you have to work all these hours and do all these things, that first off is a whole other issue that, again, there's some guy that I keep getting in fights with people online about, but like there's a whole, like,
sure.
That's a whole other issue. And saying, hey, we should, you know, America, we should be having more kids. Then make it easier for people to exist in a world where they can have kids and
really
raise kids.
Support parents or families the way
there
that
used to be communities that would raise kids. When I was a kid, we'd all get together and we'd like the kids would hang out and like the parents would do a thing. There'd be like a whole community raising a bunch of kids. And now it's like we stay inside, we don't do shit. We look at our phones. Like that's my most boomer take. But I stand by it. I absolutely stand by it. I genuinely think like the world's messed up. I get not having kids because having been a teacher and see the result of people not giving a shit about their kids, y'all, it's not cool. It's not cool. And so I really am obsessed with the fact that like, if you're going to have a kid, pull a Dodger, be a good mom. Piss Jesse off when he's like, yo, do you want to record? And you're like, well, I can record at 5 a.m. your time because other than that, I got to go do this with my kid or do this. And I'm like, oh, fine. but that only sucks for me. You're doing great. You're a wonderful mother.
Thanks. But, you know, true to what people are saying, like there is some nuance there, right? Like, the situation people are in when they have a kid is not always the situation they're in now, jobs wise or parents wise or sure. Whatever.
Things
of course,
happen.
everybody's living different lives and doing their best 100%. I'm more saying, to be clear, that like, if you are a parent who feels like if I take the tablet away, they're going to crash out. I have also worried about this before in specific situations and just found that, again, if I'm also putting stuff away in the moments when I can and when there's nothing else going on and we're just vibing, if I'm also putting stuff away, it helps. It helps for them to see you also be like, I don't need that right now. You know, that's all.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you just said. The idea, like they're mimicking you. They like same thing with when you're a teacher, you are trying to, this is class, these are the rules, I am the strict figure of, even though you know me, I'm not that guy, but when I taught, I was that guy.
You had to be, yeah.
Right. You have to establish boundaries and rules and order. And that's, you know, I think that's like something a parent should do. And if they're mirroring you and you're always on your phone, they're going to be equally obsessed with the phone or tablet or whatever. But if you establish rules and boundaries and do the thing, you're not their friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're a support system and a loved one to help them.
Something that I did want to say, circling back to the media literacy thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really interesting because my kid keeps coming home. She can read, she can read fine. She can read a lot actually, but like talking with her teacher, they're really trying to focus a lot on like, right, but does she understand what's happening in the book, right? Like a really big thing, at least here, a really big thing in both schools that my kid has gone to so far that they have really tried to push is like, as the adult in the situation while they're reading, are you asking questions to make them think about what they're reading, right? Like, are they able to understand subtext? Can they figure out how characters are feeling, right? Like, and I think, I hope that that's always been the case, but because I realize how many adults around me have a hard time doing that, I'm wondering if there's more of a focus on that now.
Can I, like, again, hot boomer take, but like,
sure.
I genuinely, having taught when I taught, which is like late 2000s into the 2010s, I know that at least in Ohio, it wasn't a mandatory thing, but I know that when I was in school in the 90s, it was. Shakespeare. I genuinely firmly believe, because Shakespeare, even Beowulf, or any of those old things that are not necessarily modern English, because you don't know what the hell they're saying half the time or the reason why they're saying it, and you have to sit there and figure it out. That's a thing that you as a class or a teacher, you'd read lines from like Romeo and Juliet or Hamlet or Macbeth or whatever, and you'd sit there and you'd be like, so what do they mean by that? Yeah. And you'd had to deduce what was going on. And then later in life, when you watch like really good stage productions where they really hammer home through the emotions and emotive nature of what they're doing, you're like, oh, that makes so much more sense when you see it acted, not by a bunch of like 7th graders. Yes. You're like, oh yeah, that's the context. Like, oh, that's fantastic. But when you're in school, you sit there. I remember going through Canterbury Tales, and we each had to cover one little story in it, and everyone trying to explain it all to everyone was crazy. But we worked through it together, and we all had like at the end, when we were done, we were like, oh, that's what this was. And it clicked. And while to this day, I have no intention of ever going back to Canterbury Tales or reading Beowulf again or doing Jane Eyre again, I do appreciate now in my life, having gone through that, what it taught me. And I genuinely feel like, because that's not, when I taught, the school was like, just get him to read anything.
Right.
And it was like, okay, cool. So we would, when we did book reports, some of the times it would be like, what do you want to read? Which is not copacetic with what I was trying. I was like, we're a history class. What do you mean?
Right.
It's whatever they wanted to read. And like, it keeps getting dumber and dumber. And it's not the kids' fault. It's the education system's fault.
Of course. Yeah.
The kids are just kids. It's our job to teach them and let them lead the way. And I just literally, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh no, we are getting so out of touch with just how to interpret the world around us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think poetry is really good for that too. Poetry requires you to pick things apart and be like, what is this?
Yeah. When I was in like 9th grade, we did Robert Frost. That shit was great. Blew my mind. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really fascinated being on this end of it now and watching my kid learn and seeing what she brings home and talking with her teachers. Because school has changed a lot since you and I were kids.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I keep thinking about it, even though I'm not in it. I still think about like, what would teacher Jesse do? Like when people talk about they have their phones on all the time and they're looking at the phones, I'd be like, okay, your options are either take the phones away, which they're going to fight you on tooth and nail, or figure out a way to use that in a lesson. How do you manipulate their love of phones in order to get them to focus on stuff?
Right.
Honest to God, if I had the time, I'd sit down and be like, all right, this is the lesson plan I would do. And I would do this and I make this happen. Like you have to meet them where they're at. They're children, like they're not going to come to you.
Yeah. I think a lot of schools now have just like, put your phone in the bin when you walk in and grab your phone again when you're walking back out. But I don't know. I don't know how well that works.
Yeah. I wish I could tell you. What a great video game show we are.
I know.
It's the last one of the year. Screw it. What are you gonna do?
Oh my goodness. We're just talking about life, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't remember how we got here, but who cares?
Neither do I. I think we started at the London dungeon somehow.
Yeah.
Our own maze of mirrors that we've been trapped in for the last hour. Like, how do we get out of this maze?
Someone would open the door. Someone's got to open the door. Oh my gosh.
Did you play anything or do anything this week? Did you have any crazy fun?
Dude, I'm still plugging away at Hades 2, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, are you enjoying it? Are you having a good time?
Yes. I'm having a great time. I will say, I've been playing it for, I guess, like 2 weeks now. And Octo came into my stream and he was trying to sort of, in a non-spoiler way, sort of gauge where I was at. And I told him where I was, and he was like, "Oh my God, you have so much to do still." I was like, "Really?" I know that it's much bigger than original Hades, but like that did surprise me that he was like, "Oh, you have so much to do." Like, so that's sick. It's really cool. So
it's a lovely game. I played exactly 20 minutes, just like Silk Song, and said, I'll come back to this. And I have not.
Yep.
Yikes. I really need to.
Because it's a more daunting thing than like if you had played, say, 20 minutes of a game that was 4 hours long. It would be much easier to be like, I'm going to sit down and finish that game. I'm just going to play that game tonight.
Sure.
But something like Silk Song, something like Hades 2 is not I'm just going to sit down and play that tonight. It's sure I could sit down and play this, but when am I going to have time to play it again? Unless you're doing what I'm doing and it's your literal content, It's hard.
I would say, sure, I agree. But then I also forego all bonds of fellowship and immediately play the new Final Fantasy 14 patch. I'm like, I'll come back to that. I got to dress up now.
Part of your brand, though. That's part of your brand now, man. You have to play that immediately.
Dukes, the glam situation is out of control. I'm overwhelmed. They made it so you can wear just about damn anything now. And so
let's go.
Watching the world discover new glams and people put outfits together, I'm eating it up. Plus, everyone in the game looks much more colorful now. I actually like it a lot. I'm like, wow, once you take off the limiter of like it's locked behind classes, the world becomes much more vibrant. And so I'm loving it. With that said, I need you to do the new raid stuff so badly. So for those of you who aren't aware, the raid content for this expansion of Final Fantasy XIV might be the best part of the entire expansion. It is wrestling themed raid stuff. So it's literally based around professional wrestling. It's very silly. Each enemy you fight, each character has their own theme song that plays, and it's very like wrestling coded. It is Wonderful. So anyway, this new one, the final fight, we got a new song from Rage Against the Machine's Tom Morello, who just like
amazing.
It's great. Very good song. I heard it a bunch because while playing, the game got DDoSed and I got booted during the fight. It was like, cool.
What?
Yeah. Apparently there's a DDoS thing going on because I guess they're booting gold sellers, and the gold sellers are getting pissed, so they're attacking whatever. So that's a whole thing. But the fights are amazing. The music, though, is like... Earlier, before we were on the call, you triggered me because...
Yes. I made a mirror comment.
You said something about the mirror, and there is a song. So the new raid tier is like sexy succubus lady, 2 dude bros surfer boys, one guy who's like a Coliseum guy, and he's like, I'm the best fighter in the world, right?
Okay.
Anyway, the 2 surfer bros, their song sounds like if Sum 41 and Blink-182 melded together, and it is so funny because it is... Everyone in chat was calling it Sum 14, which is perfect. And the song, the lyrics are like literally if you played like a guitar in the background, Dukes, that was like right? And the lyrics are like, I don't know. The lyrics are like, waking up, getting out of bed, putting on my shorts, like going down to the beach and we're surfing. Like that's the lyrics. But at one point, there's a line that's like, look in the mirror. It does the thing that like Blink-182 does in the mirror. And when that does it, you saying mirror in my mind, I go, mirror. It just got me. I keep thinking he goes, in the mirror. And it's
I love that.
I don't know what they're doing over there.
So many times this episode as well.
They are cooking in the funniest way over there. All the songs are so like significantly the best part of this entire expansion has been the music. It is consistently good, and that like the songs are so funny because every one of them has like a thing that will just get stuck in your brain, and it triggered pure nostalgia for the early 2000s. And I was like, yeah, this is it. This is where I am right now. And so now every time I think of that fight, I just think of 2 guys on surfboards. One's fire, one's water. And they surf together. And they do AoEs around the arena. And then during the song, the guy goes, the mirror. And I'm like, okay.
Wait, one of them surfs on fire?
No, they all have they're 2. So they're 2 guys who were brought over from the... Story-wise, you are so very powerful. And the person who is going to fight you in that round can no longer... So the president, who's basically like the Vince McMahon of this thing, who's not a good guy, spoilers, he's like, hey, since you can't fight this one guy, I brought 2 people from the tag team division over, and they're going to fight you, but they promise to do it one at a time, even though they definitely fight you at the same time. And then, so you're fighting a tag team match, but as one person versus them. And their theme is like, they're surfer bros, but they're really literally like the Hardy Boys. So if you remember like early wrestling.
Wait, but.
Yes.
But they're surfers. And you said one of them's fire. So does he surf fire?
Yes.
Okay. That was my question.
So during the fight, for example, the water guy will like go to the edge of the arena and he will summon a giant tidal wave and he'll surf the tidal wave across the arena. So you have to get out of the way. Right.
Right.
And the fire guy will do like fire AoE shit on the ground that you have to dodge. So it's one of those fights where you're like constantly moving, but I'll admit this entire raid tier is like the first one you fight against this like Dami Mommy succubus and she has toys that she uses against you. And the entire time you're running around the arena like, it's stuff like things are trying to step on you and roll over you. And she's like, oh, you've been bad. And you're like, it's tough. It's tough. She has red hair too. It's tough for me. Then the next fight, the next fight is these 2 surfer bros. And then the fight after that is this guy who's like, I can use every weapon. And so you're constantly moving between all these. It's a treat. I'm enjoying it tremendously. It is very fun, but the music is killing it, and I've been laughing the entire time. I haven't even done the story yet. Like I haven't done the new story stuff because I'm like, yo, this other thing that is unimportant, I love this thing. So yeah, but everyone's like, you gotta do the story, dude. You gotta do the story because it's really good. And I was like, maybe I'll do that after we do Geekenders on Thursday. like if my voice is still intact, sure, maybe we'll do it.
Right.
No.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're having fun with it.
It's good. I know you're behind. I know you gotta wait for your cuz to go be goofy.
We're on, I think, 7.2. And this is 7.4 that just came out, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, we're working on it.
I do have a question. I never asked you this. Dawn Trail's a very divisive expansion. Now that you've finally kind of caught up, you completed the main story. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I don't think you ever told me.
It's fun.
I know that you don't particularly care in a way that most of the internet does, but I'm curious compared, you've been playing longer than me.
Like, was it an expansion where I was like so invested, like with Shadowbringers and stuff like that? Like the story in some of these expansions has been, I was insanely invested. I really cared about what happened to the characters, right? Enjoyed this one. I don't understand why people like actively hated it. I think it's okay for us to have a story where we're not the main character.
Sure.
Honestly, my biggest crash outs during this expansion are, as established mere moments ago by Jesse, we are insanely powerful. The shit we've done, right? At this point. Mm-hmm. Which I think is one of the reasons that if they wanted to have a grounded story, we had to not be the focus of it, right? We had to be sort of a side character, which is why I'm fine with it. But we side charactered so close to the sun. There are some scenes where just heinous shit is happening. And I'm like, brother, move. What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there? Why are we just sitting there? Why are we doing it? Like, it drives me crazy. Those moments drive me fucking crazy.
Yeah, I made a video about that very thing where I was like, the best takeaway is that we've become a character that I won't mention from Shadowbringers, where we just have to sit on the sidelines and watch. That's like who we are this expansion. We have now become that character, and the new character that they introduced is literally like the us of the story. And like, we're there to help. With that said, Dukes, I can't wait for you to play 7.3. The payoff is it's like so good in a way that I like cheered. It's like, finally, let's go. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's nice when you realize everyone thinks you're just like a person. Because at least in this new area, no one knows you're the hero who saved the world.
Yes.
So it's nice that the villains are like, well, my evil machinations. And you're like, bitch. And you just like walk in the room like, you done fucked up. It's good.
I killed a man in space. Back up.
I punched a bird. Yeah, I punched Twitter so hard it went back to being Twitter.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
But yeah, I think without spoiling anything for it, for those of you who still haven't like done the Dawn Trail expansion, I do think that there are moments where the stakes go up in it, and implying that there aren't, I think makes people less excited to play it. The stakes do go up in the expansion for sure. It's just
literally
you're not
Dawn
the
Trail.
main character.
It's okay. It's just Dawn Trail. Every time no matter what, one day someone should do a side-by-side comparison. Wuklamut is literally Lise. It's the exact same format. Almost, and then the post-patch content stuff is like in Stormblood was amazing. Just like in Dawn Trail, I think is amazing. Do I think the base game was great? It's average. It's like, it's average, but like, it's literally just Stormblood, and people are like losing their mind. Like somehow it's the end of the world. It's like, y'all are out of control.
I love Wuklamut. Side note. Everybody was really hating on Wuklamot before I started playing, and I adore her. I want the best for her. I love her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think everybody just needs to chill a little. That's all.
Yeah. People are passionate. I think it falls in the same category as when you were talking about Dispatch fans or fans of Undertale or fans of...
Yeah.
Again, going back to when we were talking about VisiPop, I don't experience or invest in the world of Hello Boss or Has Been Hotel. But what I do is go on Reddit frequently to see what like nerd culture's talking about. And the amount of people who claim to love those shows and absolutely shit on them is so high.
Bro, going back to the Amazing Digital Circus, somebody made like an expose style post that was like, why are the models so fucking different from the pilot to the most recent episode? Here are all of the things that have changed. And someone responded being like, the Amazing Digital Circus fans are the only ones that would be mad that they improved the models. That's crazy.
Yes. That's in the most recent episode when they're in the water, they're like using water effects and making the characters wet. And I was like, that looks awesome. Wow. They're really like, they got money in this now. And I know someone was like, I don't like the way they look. You know that. You know, someone was offended for some reason. And you're like, it's having come from the Star Wars fan base, I know.
It's fans. Fans. It's only fans that can hate this hard. It's wild.
It's absolutely true. It's because the investment is so high that when it changes just a little bit, it's like your world has crumbled down. It's just like, even though it's not one-to-one, but it is reminding me of this. I think I mentioned this on Book Talk. There's the girl who was like, making a book, and it was her whole life from when she was very, very young. She released the book, and then it sucked, and then everyone was like, you know, dogpiling on about how bad it was, but she was like trying to create the next Harry Potter, and it was a whole thing. And it's that kind of like, this is who I am. Like, her crash out is notorious in Book Talk because it's like, this is who I am, and it's my personality, and I am this person, and this is my thing, and you have in some way changed it. And now I must change for it? And I think that's what it is. I think it's literally like you've connected with it, and that's awesome. And I'm glad it touches you, and that's really cool that you found something to connect with. But like, it's also, it's just a story. And if you don't like that version of the story, you can keep the old version. The old version's still there, you know? Like,
and I think more importantly, I remember when all the drama was happening with Voltron, shout out to anybody who was around for that. There was a lot of conversation happening around just accepting that the media you love doesn't belong to you.
Sure.
I think is a huge thing, right? Is like, because you love this thing so much, because it has affected you so much and you care so deeply, that does not mean that you get to change things about it or that it in some way belongs to you. There are other people that are still making that thing. There are other people that are still creating that thing. You are somebody observing and engaging with it. And both of those parts are so important, and they can affect each other, but it's important to like ground yourself sometimes and remember, I don't own this thing that I love. You know, I am a viewer. I'm an engager.
It's not just video game things or animated stuff or like nerdy stuff. Dr. John brings up a great point. RuPaul's Drag Race is crazy with the way fans are acting. Sports fans, don't make me bring up statistics about how after teams lose, there are like a lot of reports of domestic abuse and stuff. Like,
yes,
it is, people just associate with things because it like brings meaning and stuff to their life, and they're a part of a thing. Because humans, we love to be part of things. And so when you get into a fan base, it's like, this is us now. We're part of this. It's our community. Mm-hmm. And if something changes, it so dramatically upsets the balance of what you had. Some people just aren't ready for prime time. They simply cannot cope with that. And it sucks because, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how you fix that or change that. It's just, it is what it is. And it makes it hard to be a fan of things too, because then same with YouTube. Every time someone asks me what I do for a job, if I say YouTube, I know in their eyes I can see it. They're wondering if I'm a menace. They are wondering if I'm one of those guys who is a giant piece of shit on the internet. For whatever reason, and there are many reasons that people are pieces of shit, but like, I see it in the eyes. There was a time several years ago when I was going out on like a lot of dates trying to like get the rebound thing going, and every time it was like, so what do you do? I make YouTube videos. Like, what do you? Immediately the eyes were like, you don't do one of those podcasts, do you? And I was like, well, I do podcasts. I start getting weirder. I'm like,
You're like, wait, but not those kinds of podcasts. Wait.
And that's same vibe is when people talk about fandoms, like, oh yeah, I love this thing. And suddenly you're lumped in with the worst. Yes. I mean, there was a post on Reddit the other day, and again, could be fake. Most of Reddit, I feel like, is fake. I don't know. But this guy was saying that he and his wife were having a baby, and the wife wanted to name it after I guess they were having a girl, and they want to name the girl after a character from Homestuck. And he was like, no. And she's like, it's a fandom that we grew up in, and we love that. And he's like, I do love that. But we're not going to name our daughter that. Like, it's a daughter. Our daughter is her own. She needs to have a name that isn't going to be like something we love. What about what she's going to love? She may not. And it was like, he's like, I don't know what to do. She yelled at me. She like attacked me. And then she left and was gone for like days and went home to live with her parents. He's like, I don't know if I should leave her or not. And all the comments are like, bro, she assaulted you and doesn't listen to you. And like, leave. They're like, you got to get out. That is they're like, what are you doing?
My God.
I was like, this is the thing, is that's like, it's just, I get it. Be passionate about stuff you love. But dear God, draw the line.
I think that there are plenty of names from things that you love that work just fine for a kid. But sometimes there are names where that name only exists in that one specific thing.
Especially Homestuck. The names of that are gibberish.
And the second that you hear it, a bunch of people in the world are going to be like Homestuck? I wouldn't wish that on my child. No matter how much I might love Homestuck.
I just think about all the people that named their kid Khaleesi and then had to sit through season 8 of Game of Thrones. Like, oh yeah, the kid you named Khaleesi was a psychopathic killer who was killed at the end of the show. Oh, by the way, it was poorly written and one of the worst endings in TV history. Anyway, that's your child now. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. What are you going to do? There are like 300 Daenerys's out there now. It's a pretty name, but
sure.
You know.
I mean, like, look, there's a reason why there aren't a lot of Adolfs out there. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, we're not rolling with them. Like, you know what? It's a fine name. Like, there's reasons. We're not like, yes, little Adolf, come here. Like, it's not. There's reasons for it. Same thing. Yeah. There's, I don't know. Again, be passionate. Love the things you love. But draw a firm line between what's reasonable and what's not, because we need to have this conversation with fandom. All fandoms should have like a welcome to the fandom. It's nice to have you here. We are very passionate about this and we're so happy you're here. However, we do have a few guidelines. Like, we need those. We need to set some rules.
Oh, we are on one today, dude. You and I.
Yeah, look at us. This is what happens when we get together at 1 p.m. instead of 8 a.m.
I know.
We've had time to rev up.
Yeah, it's like my bedtime now. So yeah, I'm in a new zone. Yeah.
You're tired and I'm fired up, which means you can't like derail my fire upness like you could in the morning where I'm half asleep and you're operating at full functionality.
Right. And I'm able to be like, anyway, what did you play?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
now you're
I've
like,
lost that.
I could just be asleep and that'd be so much fun. Yeah.
Dude, when we were on the train coming back from London, I was so tired. My kid and I were sitting next to each other on the train, and I was like nodding off. My kid got up, walked to those, those racks on the trains here that are for putting luggage on.
Mm-hmm.
In what must have been a split second, she had gotten up, walked over. It was right next to me. Walked over to it, climbed up, and got her entire arm stuck in it and was screaming. And I was like, well, I'm awake now. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is happening? So yeah, I'm a little tired. I could traveling with a child.
The worst part is I know that, like, not only are you like, oh, my child, I have to help my child, but you're also like, I'm embarrassed. This is embarrassing. There's like a wave of levels of things happening while that goes on.
Right.
And it's like, what do other people think? But also my child, and so you're like, oh yeah, I can't imagine. That's exhausting. I'm already embarrassed of just myself. Other people
I couldn't
can't
even figure
do it.
out what the fuck was going on at first. I thought she just couldn't figure out how to get down. So I was like, buddy, what are we doing? And like tried to help her down. And she was like, my arm is stuck. Like, Jesus Christ. Keep in mind, I'm a 5-foot human, right? So she has climbed up and her arm is stuck. And I'm like, brother, how am I supposed to help you? I literally don't know how to help you. And she admitted to me later, I just kind of like helped support her and she was able to get her own arm out. But she admitted to me later that she started panicking because her immediate thought was, what if they have to cut my arm off? I was like, baby, oh my God. So she really went through a lot mentally before we got her arm out of there.
When I was in second grade, there was a boy.
Yeah.
I was at an after-school program. I can't remember what the name of it was, but there was a boy who got his arm stuck in like some box of toys, and he got his arm stuck in it. And they called like the fire department and all these things. Turns out the boy had just grabbed onto a toy that he couldn't pull directly out of the box. It was like angled and stuck on other toys, and he just didn't let go.
I love kids. That's so stupid.
He just held onto it so tightly. And I remember all the kids because you brought up you'd have to get the arm cut off. All the kids there, me included, thought this kid was going to have to get his arm cut off.
Right.
We were convinced if he couldn't get it out, they were calling the fire department. The fire department's going to cut his arm off. And we were all like waiting for it to happen. And then when the fire department, I remember the like, I don't know, whatever the fire department, like chief or whoever was there was like, son, I'm going to need you to let go. And we were like, huh? And he literally was just holding on to it so tightly. His brain didn't register to let go. He wanted the toy so badly. He refused to let go. And so he said his arm was stuck.
Right. This is reminding me of like when kids have something in their hand and you say, what's in your hand? And they swap hands to look in the hand.
Yes.
Because in their mind, they're like, well, I have to move this to see what's in my hand, right? It's just like sometimes the ABC, the B gets a little smudged, and it's hard to figure out how to get to C.
The funniest thing about that is you would think, oh, that's kid stuff. As you get older, you become so much smarter. I must stress, this has happened.
We'll literally be like,
more times.
Where's my phone?
Where's my glasses? Where'd I put my glasses? That happens more times than you know. And that is, I think we all just continue to be children.
Yeah.
And pretend. I think we're all pretending.
We just get better at seeming like we're not children. Yeah.
This is why the aliens don't want to contact us. Like these damn space kids. Yikes. Bunch of babies over there.
Guys. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, Indy and I might have created a situation. You might get roped into watching a really weird anime for Chilluminati.
Okay. Look, I've watched some weird stuff lately. Some weird stuff with that show. And I'll be honest, nothing surprises me anymore. So yeah, all right. Okay.
We watched Serial Experiments Lane, which is an old anime, but I had never seen it before. It is so bonkers, but also extremely apt for the time that we are in. Fascinating. And when we were done watching it, when we were like doing our chit chat about it for Anime Cult, we were like, you should get the Chilluminati guys to watch this. I think you'd love it. Honestly.
I don't even know what that is. I feel like I would know it because it's from the 2000s and I would bet it was on Adult Swim, like somewhere near Cowboy Bebop or whatever. No?
I don't think they put it on Adult Swim. No. It was like kind of in some ways, sort of a surreal art experiment almost. But exploring like sense of self on the internet while the internet was starting to like become a thing.
Interesting.
It's fascinating watching it through a 2025 lens. It's fascinating. I think you guys should watch it for Chilluminati.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm down. I love, again, the anime that stays with me besides Bebop, which I love. And honestly, I think the reason why I like Bebop and Shampoo is because the music was great. And if the music's good, I'll stick with it. Other than that, and unless an anime is like conceptually very strange, like the reason why I remember Ava, or I remember the one, I don't remember the name, but the one where it's like a boy and he rides the telephone wires and hits people with a bat, because they were weird. They were supremely weird. And I think, if I watch this, I'd probably be like, oh boy, here we go. I'm in. All right, yeah. I'll give Lane a shot.
Yeah. There are definitely some trigger warnings with this. It's Look into the trigger warnings if you're nervous about watching it, but it was fascinating to watch. Yeah, it's only 12 episodes and they went by really fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Anyways.
I'll make that happen.
Yeah. Man, we're almost 2 hours in. We're almost 2 hours in.
How'd that happen?
Chitty chatting. I know. Look at us. We got any news that we should talk about before the end of the year?
Well, something that just popped up literally in the last, I don't know, hour or so. Apparently something happened with the Sony Tencent debacle over their fake Horizon game that Tencent was making. It is no longer listed on the Steam or Epic Game Store, so I don't know if that means it's gone, but it definitely means that there's no more information about the Horizon knockoff. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if that means that Sony, they reached a confidential agreement over The Light of Moratam. And whatever that means, we'll find out, I guess. We'll see. A confidential agreement was reached. Other than that, the thing I wanted to talk about that I thought was interesting. So, it's not a great time for consumers in the world. As you know, Christmas is here. And in the past, people would buy their kids consoles or games or whatever. But we just got a bunch of information about how in the US, hardware sales have dropped to the lowest sales figure since 1995.
Really?
Yes. November is usually the biggest of months for hardware sales, but due to the combination of Black Friday and Christmas purchases and whatever. But not this year. Again, this doesn't count for digital games or things of that nature, but even physical game sales are down. I assume because there's not really many ways to play physical games. I don't know. Mostly, I assume this is because the cost of everything is increasing dramatically. But Circana did a research analytics thing, and the average price paid for a new unit of video game hardware in the US during November 2019 was $235. In November 2025, it's $439. 3.9 million units of video game hardware sold in the US in 2019. In 2025, it was 1.6 million. Anecdotally, there was a Reddit post I saw where this guy, Blenderhead36, wrote, I bought a PS4 on Black Friday in 2018 because it had a $200 bundle with Spider-Man. The PS5 is now the same age as the PS4 was when I bought it then. But I didn't see anything close to the 50% off that I got then. There was no desirable package in. There was none of that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably a factor in as well. There's nothing that says, hey, this is why you should buy this.
Right.
And then there's the rise of live service games, which means that like buying new games, new consoles, new things to play your live service. You don't need to buy a new thing because you're just playing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And you're invested in that. There are less options for boxing stuff together. And now with the cost of like PC parts skyrocketing, thanks to AI gobbling all that up, it seems absolutely crazy. And The Gamer had an article. This all came out this week, which I thought was amazing. The Gamer had an article they posted, I think it was by Sam Woods, that said, because the rising price of RAM, which, you know, is a whole other insane thing. They had a thing where friend of the pod, Sven Vink, over at Larian, said that it's forcing them to optimize their game dev in a way they didn't want to because they don't have access to all the things they need in order to make it run. He said it kind of ruins all your projections that you had about it because normally you know the curves, you know you can protect the hardware. It's going to be an interesting one. It means that most likely we already need to do a lot of optimization work in the early process of the game so we can get it all done during early access and whatnot. It's really challenging to make games right now. And then the golden boy of Steam machines, apparently they're having issues with Steam machines. It might be pushed back a little bit because I guess I looked online. Buying a PS5 is currently cheaper than getting 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM.
RAM prices are crazy right now.
I'm like, it's shocking to me. And so they were saying that the Steam machine, right? They're worried. A long time ago, I think Linus Tech Tips or someone did an interview with them, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, I think $500 would be great for the console." And everyone in the room was like, And now they're dealing with the rising costs of the parts they'd put into it. There's a lot of talks about them pushing back Steam Machine and not, like, I don't know if any of it's true, but there's talk about it. And it makes sense to me. And I was very curious if you had thoughts on this or like what was going on. Because honest to God, it seems crazy right now to be not only a game dev, but a hardware publisher, creator, someone who's buying these products, consumer. All of it seems absolutely insane for the game industry, which I know is going to affect the devs, it's going to affect the players, it's going to affect everything, and even the quality of the games we get.
It's hard because the less that people, if things start getting pushed back, that also will affect the economy of everything, right? Because what is going out, and are people buying the things that are going out? And if not, then everyone's going to be even more gun shy to put things out and build new things and take chances. Yeah. That sucks.
It really does. Yeah. And going back to what we were talking about last week is now that everyone's throwing AI into shit, and it's like, no one wants that. Why are we doing that? But they're still going to keep doing it, even though everyone says we don't want that. I saw an image of one of the AI data centers, and some guy took it and overlaid it on New York City, and it was like almost as big as Manhattan. And in my mind, I wasn't thinking like, wow, that's crazy. I immediately flashed back to the movie The Animatrix. And in that movie,
oh my God,
the series, and in that I was like, why are the robots like cities and bases they're massive? They're huge. It like always looked ridiculous to me how like over the top big all the robot stuff was in the Animatrix. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh no, it makes perfect sense now. They need all that cooling and the water and like the power. And I was like, oh no, we're just doing it for them. I was like, well, we had a good run, everyone. Oh, crap.
God.
So what I'm saying is I think all of it's screwed. We're all totally screwed.
People have been talking for a while about, yeah, people have been talking for a while about like the bubble popping, right? It's just a question of what bubble it's going to be, like what part of this is going to give first and how is it going to affect the industry and just people in general. I would love for it to be AI so that we had a hot minute to make some regulations before, like so that we can start figuring out how to like ethically use that. That would be great. Because from what I can tell from conversations that we've had with people who know a lot more about AI than we do, the big issue right now is it grows so fast that even if we were to make regulations, we would be regulating for a past version of what the AI is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if it was suddenly like, holy shit, all of these, AI systems are really expensive to keep going and we're not getting that money back, and things slowed down a lot, I feel like that would be a benefit, but I have no idea.
I must stress, if you want to see what AI does beyond just like, it makes ChatGPT run well, there is a video from, I think it's More Perfect Union, and I think it's called something like, I live 400 yards from Mark Zuckerberg's massive data center, or like near the Meta data center, whatever. So much water is being pumped into the data center to keep it functioning that people who live near it have no water pressure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, go watch that video and you'll be like, yo, our priorities are all out of whack. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. It's all fucked.
Everything's too expensive. Everyone who has money is spending the money on insane things. And this is what we're at. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. That's so sick.
Oh yeah. No, what's interesting is that you're seeing people be like, the economy is trash, but stock market's going up, so that's good. When that bubble bursts, and it will, it's going to be like 1929 all over again. All those dudes who think they have money are going to be broke, and it's not going to end well. It's going to end about as well as discovering that your husband doesn't want you to have a Homestuck name for your child. Dramatic and over the top and wild, and it's going to be
fuck
too
him,
much.
By the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Damn. What? Any good news?
I didn't look that up.
Brother.
The good news is
nothing good. Yep.
The good news is we'll be back in 2026 with all new episodes.
Yeah, we will. What have you got going on for the rest of the year, my dude?
Yes. So while you and I will be off next Friday, I do have a fun interview planned that will fill our spot on Friday.
Oh.
Sitting down with one of the devs of Dispatch to talk about the game.
Oh.
And yeah, so if you want to tune in for that, it'll be very fun. We'll talk about Dispatch, and the game process and making it. And I have plenty of questions, and I'm 100% going to ask about the fandom. It's going to happen. I'm like, the fandom's very passionate. I'm very much
curious. Yeah.
But I'm also, hopefully by the time that happens, I'll have time to go through the Jesse Pinkman run. And I'm going to, in case you can't see it, that's literally the Jesse Pinkman hat right there. I'm going to wear the Pinkman hat.
Great.
And I'm going to actively not do my job and be the meanest son of a bitch I can be. And see what happens.
Love it.
I want to know if there are fail
excited.
states. Like, can I just fail the game completely? I'm ready. I'm excited. Can I be fired day one? I want to know. The people need to know. So that's my plan.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yep. Then, of course, we have some stuff happening over on the YouTube. More importantly, hey, next week, the Coxies are back. That's right. The yearly tradition
Not the
of the single
Coxies.
greatest award show in the history of award shows returns once again to announce the fakest, bullshittiest awards there ever were. So, the third annual, whatever annual, Coxies have returned. And that's what we're doing. So, tune in for that as well. And then a bunch of other streams and things I'll do. But, yeah. Be good.
Congratulations, bud.
What are you? You know, I did so much work. What are you doing? You going on vacay?
My family and I are doing some stuff this weekend. We've got Kramus, you know. Yeah, I'll be in and out. I'll be blipping in and out on the internet. But I'd love to just keep plugging away at Hades. But once the new year hits, we're doing Deltarune. So I'm excited for that.
Speaking of fandoms, have fun.
Yeah, speaking of fandoms, my mods and I had a whole conversation that was like, so how are we handling that? Specifically because of Dispatch. So, but yeah, look, excited for that.
You'll have a great time. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be great. But that's it for us for 2025. That's wild.
Another year down.
Good job, gang.
2 years of this show? How do we even get here?
Look how cute we are. 2 years?
2 years?
I love that.
And we only got better with age. Look at us.
Agreed.
Two
The
glorious.
show has just gotten better and more well put together.
Oh, I meant us. I didn't mean the show at all.
I just realized very quickly, I forgot to do my new segment, May This Life Never Find Me, in which I tell you the update on the rat situation is that apparently rats have been living directly under my office for months and months and months.
How could you deny me? How could you deny me?
Thanks so much for watching Geekenders, everybody. If you want to watch any of the other Geekenders, you can find them on youtube.com/Jesse Cox. You can also find us on all of the podcasty things. We would love your eyeballs and eyeballs. I also still don't have a door. Hey, we'll see you in 2026. Take care of yourselves. Have a safe and lovely holiday season, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for the Geekenders podcast. MegaRan, Jesse and Dodger, what up? Let's go. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow and see what the Geekenders are all about. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, stream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt. Yo, another end of another long week. Got a job and a kid, I know that you all beat. So take a second, grab a drink and vibe while we catch you up in just a matter of time. On gaming, comics, whatever you're doing. If you're nerdy like us, then you know you should tune in. Thank you for sharing our world with us. Now follow, subscribe, and turn this up. Yo, it's the weekend. Yeah, it's time to geek out. Let it begin. Go on, scream and shout. It's Jesse and Dodger, so give them a follow. #1 geek podcast, without a doubt.